Here is the new episode of Puck Chats, and our guest on this episode is George Henderson. Welcome, George.
Hi there, Mark. Thanks for having me, bud.
Not a problem. Great to have you on the show, George.
It's great to be here.
Brilliant. So tell us a little bit about yourself, George.
I stay in Glasgow. I work on the railway. I've been in the peloton community for about a month now, and really enjoyed it. It's given me a new lease of life and a new motivation to get myself back healthy and fit again.
Brilliant. When did you purchase the bike, George? How long ago?
I purchased it in May. It came on the 3rd of June, funny enough, which is my dad's birthday. So I did that. Also bought a road bike as well, just to try and build up some level of fitness for the bike coming, and just to keep motivated. 4 weeks is a long time for motivation to come and go. So I just wanted to justify the purchase, really.
George, the bike's been so popular worldwide. You can imagine through the pandemic, with all the gyms closed, people have been purchasing bikes like they've been going out of fashion. And on the show, the last show, we talked about the share price, if you remember, going from $27 up to $62. So it wasn't surprising to hear that you'd have to wait 4 weeks. But in that 4 weeks, I know you were telling me you were riding around Glasgow on your bike, building up your fitness, and then you got the Peloton. And what's happened in those few weeks that you've had the Peloton bike? Because I know it has changed your life somewhat, hasn't it?
Oh, definitely. Before I got the bike, the last year or so, I'd lived quite an unhealthy lifestyle. I'd been struggling quite bad with my mental health. The motivation to go to the gym and that was, to be quite honest, few and far between. The bike's been it's been a game changer. It takes like the anxieties out of such things like going to the gym, and I can get on the bike when I want, and just seeing the progress. And yeah, I'm a bit surprised by myself, because I didn't think like I'd have that feeling again, that feeling after you work really hard, and the post ride glow, so to speak, where you're feeling good for the rest of the day. So
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, in your past, you've actually run. I think you were calling them ultra marathons, which is remarkable. Tell us about that.
basically, I started running marathons back in 2000, and I have to think how old I am now. 2009. I was 22. I went from 26 stone to 16 stone, and started doing marathons. And then a chap reached out to me on Twitter, a guy called Tom Fitzsimons, and he mentioned about like ultra marathons, and I had to look it up at first, because I thought I completed the running game once I'd done marathons. But basically, ultra marathons, it's anything further than the 26.2 mile marathon distance. So I've done 50Ks, 50 milers, 12-hour runs, 24-hour runs, um, you know, and I really enjoyed them. It's a very good community. It's quite a humbling community, and similar to the one that we have with the puck community. Very very supportive. Different, people from different backgrounds, different walks of life, and with like one common goal. Yeah.
Would you consider doing another marathon once you, maybe in the next few months or in the next year or so? Has it crossed your mind whether you'd do that or not?
I'd love to. Before I got the Peloton, I started trying 5Ks again, and the knees weren't playing ball. So, but I think that was to do with the fact that I was carrying best part of 23 stone as I was doing it.
Yeah.
So I think the first part of me is to shift the excess timber. If I can get to 16, 17 stone,
Yeah.
I'll go from there. I'd love
Yeah.
to
Sure.
find that. I'd love to find a happy balance between the bike and the running.
Sure. Sure.
At the moment, though, the peloton's got my undivided attention. It's like the start of a wonderful relationship.
George, it has a habit of doing that. I've had the bike since October 2018, and we were talking earlier today, weren't we? And I was 12 stone 10 when I bought the bike, and within a few months or so, and so within 9 months, I'd gone down to 11 stone 9, 11 stone 8, and I've hovered around about that weight all the way through the last couple of years or so, and it's the bike for sure. It offers a consistency. Um,
Absolutely.
be- and listen, even almost 2 years on now, I'm still looking forward to getting on the bike every day or every other day, and I get excited and so yeah. I mean, talking about you mentioned your weight loss and so on, but what goals have you set yourself then going forward?
I'd like to get back into playing football and rugby again.
Yeah,
I've sort of played rugby off and on over the years. It's been a good 2, 3 years though since I last played. So I'd like to get back to a good level of fitness where I can do that again
yeah.
and contribute. I don't want to be a passenger, so to speak, in that respect. So definitely doing that. Like I said, if I can get down to 16, 17 stone, I'll be very happy with that. That's my fighting weight. I think any lower than that, and I start to look a little bit gaunt. So
Well, 3 stone in in sort of 8 weeks or so is remarkable. So if you follow the same routine as you're following right now, maybe do another charity ride, maybe, or maybe come onto the peloton in on July the 13th, which is going to be great. I'm certain you'll get down to that 16, 17 stone in no time, and again, we want to see images and pictures, and we may have you back on a future show to talk about the success that you've achieved. But even after 8 weeks, it's remarkable, George. So tell us about what you like about the puck community, George.
it's just a very humble, supportive community. Especially in times like this, I think there's a lot of like in social media, there's a lot of negativity and a lot of nastiness in the world. The guys are very, very supportive, and I know from what I see, just people looking to better themselves, like all ages, all
Yeah,
walks of life, and there's 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 no egos, like which is great. Sometimes you might, with like maybe like a running club or a cycling club, there's maybe like an elitist attitude with some people.
sure.
There really isn't that there. People just want to see people do well. And I think it's very easy to stay motivated when you've got people supporting you.
And that's a great thing, isn't it, George? It's that support mechanism that's kind of built into the puck community. And there's other peloton groups, as you know. There's the official peloton, there's the UK peloton, there's various Facebook groups, and they all offer great things. The one thing I really like about the puck community, being slightly biased, having founded it in November 2018, is that connection where people feel they're getting the support from other members, and it's just I think it's just terrific. And your story is not that typical, but there are examples of it and have been over the last 20 months or 24 months or so. But yeah, it's a remarkable community. I'm very, very proud of it. And when I hear your story, it makes me even feel makes me feel even better. So yeah, in regard to goals in which we've touched upon, have you got any plans to? Are you considering jumping on the peloton? Would you consider maybe doing the My Mission? I don't know if you saw a couple of weeks ago. 100 of us took part in the Route 66, which was riding from Chicago through to Los Angeles. It was supposed to take 4 weeks. It only took a week, a little over a week, and for some of the teams it was 2 weeks. But it was oh yeah, and just remembered, I've got it sat beside me here.
Oh, that's lovely, that is.
Hey, isn't that fantastic? We all received a medal, and they've been coming through the post over the last couple of days, few days or so, and everyone's been posting pictures, and it's something that we're really proud of. The team that I captained were the Kansas City Royals, and a bunch of guys who I'd never met before, still haven't met, but spoke and texted, and we supported one another, and it was again a great example of where everyone came together. Gareth Jones brought it into existence, and I know that Gareth is now looking at doing our second. So maybe on the next one, George, maybe you can join us.
Oh, I'd be well up for that. Absolutely. I watched the challenge fondly. I initially when I seen it, I was relatively new to the community. And in all honesty, when I seen it, I thought I'd be a wee bit out my depth. But it isn't, like, given the posts and the way that people are. I realised that won't be the case.
Yeah, I mean, there was 10 members on each team, and we had some members who did 60, 70, 80 miles. We had other members who were doing like 200-300 miles, and in everyone, there was no blame occurred. There was no issues with some of the riders doing less than the other. Everyone came together and supported one another. So for everyone on the community watching this episode, if you feel up for it and you want to give it a go, then please consider, and don't think that you're not capable, because everyone will support you in the team that Gareth puts together. So watch out for that in the future. So what's your leaderboard name, George? Just remind me.
It's Hendy CFC 1967. Bit football related, so people in Glasgow will definitely know what team I support. Half of them will like me, half of them probably not so much. But it is what it is.
Yeah, no, brilliant, George. So, well, listen, we really do appreciate you coming on to the chat during this episode, and it's been fascinating talking to you. And I'm sure we'll have you on again in the next few months, and you can update us on your progress as you move forward. It's going to be it's a terrific story. So thanks, George, for coming on, and it's been great. Cheers, mate.
No, thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me.